In this episode, we're going to explain how a very moderate investment in AI can give you a better payoff than hiring loads of new people for your team. If you're an AI skeptic, if you've just been toying with AI, watch this and you'll understand why now is the time small businesses must invest in AI. This is the Business Amplifier podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Laws, and I'm going to remove the distortion from your marketing. Megan, I've got this. This is a devil's advo hat. I'm going to put this on. Anyone who invests in AI is cheating at their job and is going to bring on the robot apocalypse. If I believe this, how much trouble am I in?
Tons.
No, really?
You're going to be in so much trouble. I think we're a long way off from all of that, but people aren't cheating. It's making the most of the technology that's out there today and using it to hopefully the best of its ability.
It's this idea really makes me smile because I hear it quite a lot that if you use AI, you're somehow cheating at your job. I mean, I use a pen sometimes. I'm going to make notes during this. Now, I am cheating by using paper. What I should have done was raised some goats and made my own vellum and then kind of made my own ink. But then it would have been cheating to use goats. Do you know what I mean? We're in a modern technology. It'd be like somebody in a JCB cheating because they're not using a teaspoon to dig a hole.
I think it's a new evolution and it's relative to the times that we're in now and the times that we're going to be in come the future. It's all relative and everyone will be using. People are using it now without knowing they're using it because it's in your phone. You're just not told it might be AI, but it's there. If people are speaking into their phone while they're in the car, writing a text to their partner or something, they're using AI, but they might be dead set against AI.
They already walk. They already walk among us. AI already walks among us. Right. So we have three things for business owners. 3 reasons why you should invest in AI. Mm-hmm. So let's crack on. Let's start with number one. What's the number one reason? And these aren't ranked in terms of importance. These are just 3 things. And then it's going to be a bonus tip at the end. 3 things, 3 reasons. What's the first reason small businesses definitely should invest in AI?
Affordability.
Okay. Compared to
being able to hire a new employee. It could be you are a small business starting out. You know you need an assistant to do something for you, whatever that problem, that pain point might be. But you can only afford half of their salary, for example. Well, that half of their salary that you can afford could buy you a project with us, or it would buy you the build of a piece of software that would integrate AI into your business early doors, which again, I mean, it's not one of the big points, but it's obviously a selling factor. It doesn't need sick days, holidays, none of that. It will probably outperform an assistant that you could hire. Obviously you're a new business, you're growing, so you're going to have to take 2 weeks out of your busy schedule to train that person up. Your lovely human assistant. Not everything might go in the first time. They might come back to you, ask questions, ask again. Oh, just tell me what how did you get there and what did you do? So yeah, you might not need to do any of that with AI. Train it once, it will know, it will learn straight away. And yeah, it could be much cheaper than employing.
I just want to reassert my affinity with humans, but AI, more than just being an assistant, we've been experimenting with it quite a lot as doing things that we can't do. And if anyone's watching this, we'll probably reel off a list of long things I personally can't do. But there's things, it's not just about speed, and it's not just about replacing some of the very simple tasks. Can you give us any examples of an AI project that you've been involved with, no names mentioned of course, where the AI is doing something that humans just can't?
I would say there's been a project where we've been able to whip something up much quicker, and I'm talking within minutes. So that project was working with a marketing agency where they are getting briefs from their customers and needing to put together presentations that are essentially like an entire marketing package. and they're able to do that within minutes now. And that can include an entire marketing package. So it could be we want to go out to 50 billboards across the US or something like that. We can put together social media content with the ideas behind it. The imagery is generated with the ideas and suggestions that could be used for the marketing imagery, social media posts, the billboard ideas and kind of suggestions on what could be done, the whole kind of brand guidelines to go with it, everything, talking everything, package it all up into a presentation to then send back to the customer, to be able to pitch to them within a meeting. Is unhumanly fast.
It's a good example of one of the uses of AI is solving blank page syndrome. Yeah. So kind of getting all the parts together, and I'm going to have to put the hat back on here.
Do it.
So oh no, it's falling apart. Look. All right, so Devil's advocate hat is back on. So I just fire up ChatGPT and just type in, give me ideas for billboards in Missouri. Is that true? What's the stage before that? Because it can't be that simple, can it?
So essentially, briefs are given, that brief is understood. It is then the bit that GPT probably wouldn't be able to do if you were just quickly doing it off the hat is produce the report at the end. Produce the report at the end where it's all branded and using the tone of voice that the marketing company want it to have. It's got all of these kind of preconditions that are built into it as well.
Like training, would that be fair?
It's exactly, yeah, and a template essentially that it works off of, which you could argue is possible with GPT, but not as fast as we can do it.
Excellent. Very, very good. Right. So benefit number one was the affordability compared to taking on employees. Let's move on to number two. What is the second reason small businesses need to invest in AI now?
Growth benefits. Right now, growth benefits are a huge opportunity. AI can do so much for you. And a lot of businesses, especially if you're under 10 people, if you can kind of call that a small business, you're probably distracted by being pulled away to all of the admin tasks, the real time consuming stuff, which ultimately you probably didn't start your business because you loved all of doing all of those things.
maybe accountants would.
Yeah, true. But we do, we love working with accountants. There's loads of opportunities there. But yeah, absolutely. It's that taking away all of the time consuming, the pain points within the business.
The grind, I think gamers call it.
The grind, definitely.
The grind.
So that you can actually focus on reaching your goals. What did you set out at the start of the year to be able to achieve? Most of the time, I guess, for smaller businesses, that will include growth in there somewhere. So why not take all of those tasks away, get refocused back on the growth side of things, and the return on investment is always something we look at within all of the projects. They can be monetary or just other things to focus on as well, but there's always going to be a growth element in there with everything that we do. It's kind of a natural progression with AI.
One of the aspects of the growth benefit that really interests me is because you have to go. We've been through this process of here at the SEO, and we do it on an ongoing basis. We're always looking at what are the tasks we actually do, because when we're talking about automating with AI or AI solving a problem, the first step for us was saying, well, what are the things we do? Yeah. And then we looked at what the inputs and outputs were, and we found out some of the things we're doing we don't need to do. So as a kind of an unintended consequence, a very positive one, of deciding to invest in AI, we realized we were wasting our time with a load of our work, and we just didn't need to do it.
Yeah, a clear out is always good.
Clear out, an administrative clear out.
The
What a
first
great
question,
phrase.
a good clean out, a good spring clean, even in the summer. Sometimes people come to me with kind of an idea in mind of the solution that they want, and they will come to the call thinking, that's what they're going to start by sort of explaining to me. And then actually I sort of jump in and say, but what is the biggest pain point in your company? Is it this idea that you have? Or, is it better that you go and speak to all of the teams within the business and sort of find out, what are their biggest pain points and combine the whole thing together? Because sometimes it throws a bit of a curveball in the mix and actually you end up coming out with something that's got a better return on investment and can sort of allow you to reach your goals quicker. And then maybe we can come back around to your idea as well. But let's focus on saving you lots of time first. And then maybe phase two.
That sounds like a very good safety net to me. And anyone who's watching this and considering investing in AI, which you should be, anyone considering investing in AI, I think you've raised a really interesting point that perhaps if you focus on the end product, you're going to miss some opportunities along the way. It's like in SEO, we'd call that prescribing without diagnosing. Yeah, you wouldn't go to the doctor and say, well, I need some fungal toenail. Oh, why did I choose that? You need some fungal toenail cream. And the doctor says, why? Because my feet hurt. And they'll say, but you've got a big pin stuck in the bottom of your foot.
Yeah. And also, you may have done a little bit of reading on AI. You've seen another company, oh, they did this. Oh, I'll do that. But it might, but that's why you come and talk to us. We can say, okay, good idea, but let's just tweak it a little bit because that will actually work better for you, or, just get to know the business a little bit better. We certainly look at the end result and kind of work backwards. So once you've worked out what that biggest pain point is and how to think of what it looks like, it's about breaking it down like, okay, what types of AI are going to be needed? Is it that we need voice AI to be involved? Do we need a large language model? Do we need generative images to be part of it? What's the makeup? What are the components? But yeah, it's about sort of going out and looking at what's best on the market right now, rather than, oh, but we built it this way last time we used it, because you just can't in this like massively fast changing landscape. It's nuts.
Despite the fact AI has been around for a long time, I have a friend who did a degree in AI in like 1992. Despite the fact it's been around for a long time, we are still very much in the Wild West, I think. We've been using bits and bobs of it. And as you say, the listeners and people viewing this will have used bits and bobs of AI without knowing. But because everything's so broad and everything's so open at the moment, I think speaking to somebody with experience is probably one of the biggest time-saving things that anyone interested in working in AI can do.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because that's what you do for people. I genuinely believe it. With any technology, just finding a few people who have worked with it before you have can save you so much time. It's absolutely remarkable. Right, number 3. What is reason number 3?
I've kind of already touched on it slightly, but time saving, which I think is huge. When you are a small business, you're probably trying to juggle different roles, maybe. I know, I certainly do. Project Rising, we're a small business. We utilize AI a lot, but I have various different hats that I might wear on a particular day. Now, if I can save time, then absolutely, it's going to speed everything up. It means that hat's on for less time and I can go back to my main hat. Love that analogy. Better than
I apologise for the kind of introducing the devil's advocate hat, which has now fallen apart actually. So shows how weak that type of argument is. This has made this episode a lot more hat centric than I was expecting.
It's good to have an advocate hat. A devil's I can't say advocate hat. Because it's good practice for me, if I go to networking events or even just talk to my family, we're always coming up against the devil's advocates, and it's good practice for me.
Well, thank you. I think these 3 tips are absolutely brilliant. So the time saving one, we kind of covered that very well with the previous one. So affordability, growth benefits, time saving. So as a bonus, I'm going to push you to give us a bonus. If a business owner or anybody else is watching this and thinking, this all sounds very well and good, and you've talked about many complex things, but how do I start? How do I start without going to a bank manager and getting a loan? I mean, how do you even dip your toe in this kind of technology?
Like I said, I think it's about reading up, because we are using it already through our phones and things. So I think opening your eyes to, oh, wow, so you mean when I do that, I'm already using AI? So there could be a little bit of reading that might just come in if you're interested. But the main thing I would say is, I'll use GPT because I think it's the one that people have heard of most, but Claude is also great. If you can go, it's free. You can get a free trial. Go and have a play on GPT. Set yourself up with an account. It's free, and just see if you want it to rewrite an email for you to sound more informal or more professional, whatever it might be. Just go and see what it can do. Then imagine what it would be like if you used the pay-for version, and just how different it could be. It's insane.
I said at the start of this episode that we wouldn't talk about specific prices so much, but I think at this point, I think it's worth pointing out that the pro version of ChatGPT, to get up and running with more than you will ever need, it's currently about, was it $20 per user?
Yeah.
It's a tiny amount of money. It really is. So the answer is read and then play.
Yeah, go for it. Ask it to write you a poem about your dog or something. You'll be amazed at what it comes back with.
Now, if somebody is at this point of the episode and they're thinking, well, that was a lot of information, what's the one thing you'd want them to remember? Just one sentence.
To go away and have a play with GPT. Just do it. Surprise yourself. And you'll be amazed at what it can do.
Surprise yourself.
I think, yeah. It surprised me when I really start to put it to work. It's brilliant. It's an amazing tool.
So there you go. Are you convinced? Are you going to have a little tinker with AI? You're going to dip your toes in AI without worrying about a Terminator coming to demolish the whole of humanity? I hope so. Please like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please tell your friends, and most importantly, tell your mum.